government shutdown with a funding deadline September 30th. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries are requesting a meeting with Speaker Johnson and Senate Leader Thune this week to discuss funding the government.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Another simmering issue in the Senate. More than 100 Trump nominees still not confirmed, delayed by Democrats, prompting some Republicans to call for changes to the confirmation process to fast-track nominee approval. And the GOP-led Congress will also consider extending President Trump's D.C. crime crackdown that includes National Guard troops and federal agents on patrol. House Republican Pat Fallon tells Fox,
"We want to make sure that President Trump has more latitude in just in taking these kinds of actions if he wants to do it for more than 30 days. I fully support those efforts because these have succeeded."
FBI Director Kash Patel says there have now been 1,600 arrests since the administration began its crime crackdown in D.C. He says over the last few days alone, there were 19 arrests involving the FBI, 8 gun recoveries, and 7 drug seizures. The president is set to give an announcement today at 2 p.m. local time. We will see if he has anything more to say regarding his threats to step in Chicago.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. The president has claimed crime is totally out of control in Chicago, considering sending troops there, which Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says would be illegal, and he'd go to court to try to block. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, also a Democrat, also does not want federal intervention.
Are you prepared to defend this land? The people united will always prevail.
And the mayor led a no troops in Chicago chant. Nobody hit the jackpot last night, so the Powerball fortune keeps growing. It's up to $1.3 billion tomorrow, the 9th largest lottery prize ever. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Shots fired, but nobody's saying anything. Nothing on radar. 61 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 84 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 6:02.
And even though there were numerous people out on several porches, nobody is claiming to have seen anything.
And that is IMPD Captain Don Weilhammer Monday speaking to reporters after a shooting near the intersection of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Street and West 30th.
It's extremely frustrating for us, and it makes it extremely difficult for a detective to solve a case like this.
And the man who was shot is in bad shape as police continue to look into this. Indianapolis police found a newborn dead in the afternoon at Brookside Park Monday on the Near East Side. The baby, believed to be less than a day old, was discovered by somebody walking in the park who called for help. Child Services, the coroner, and forensics all responded to the scene, and police want to remind people about Indiana's safe haven law, which allows them to surrender children anonymously and safely. On Monday, Nazi supporters marched at Monument Circle. They were met by a group of counter-protesters.
The Daily Stormer, a white supremacist group that has forums, is based in Indianapolis.
And the protest was organized over the past week. While a few attendees brought guns, most took part without any weapons.
The march is not significant in a escalation of their presence, as in there's not more Nazis around. They're just feeling emboldened. They're feeling real cozy in Indianapolis all of a sudden.
Multiple groups held protests in the area Monday, but police reported no issues. The Indiana Fever wrap up their 3-game road trip tonight in Phoenix against the Mercury, both teams having split the first 2 matchups of the season. And after a tough loss, the Indiana Fever are in danger of not making the playoffs as they are in 8th position in the standings, and they're looking to bounce back with just 4 games left in the season. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. You have traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
All right, so far everything looks pretty good as we make our way back to work today. Southside construction zone is still there, and it will be until the end of next year as they build a travel lane on I-65 from 465 up to the south, splitting. Right now we're moving through that construction zone without any trouble. And we will get our slowdowns coming up on northbound 65 when those start to happen. I will let you know. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance offers auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options. Visit Progressive.com today. Again, that's Progressive.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Hey, Tony, good morning. We're going to carry over the beautiful holiday weekend weather here to start off this work and school week. It is a little crisp this morning, but sunshine will warm us up quickly. Very quiet this afternoon. Today's high 82. Clear skies overnight, a low down to 58. Wednesday, a lot of the daytime hours dry. We'll see gradual increase in cloud cover. 82 again for your high. We could see some scattered showers and storms arrive in time for the evening drive, but more so during the late evening hours. That's a cold front. That will bring in some cooler temperatures, some morning showers on Thursday. Otherwise, we're gradually clearing things out. A bit cooler. Thursday's high only 70.
That is Marcus Bailey right there from Wish TV. Marcus, thank you so very, very much. 56 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:06.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Kirby Heating and Air, your American Standard air dealer, serving Hendricks and surrounding counties.
Trump is alive, and if everybody could stop being weird, that would be great. The internet is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous, weird place for ridiculous, weird people. Trump's dead. That was the rumor online. What a weird rumor. And for some people, they're fantasy. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. You know it is. There are people who every day wish for death. I don't know. Not at Islamists. Not at terrorists. Not at radicals. The duly elected president of the United States who will be out of power in 3 years. Okay. I had 8 years of Barack Obama, and I never wished him harm. I just wanted him to go away. And finally, I'm getting my wish. Dreams do come true. Dreams do come true. Even Chicago is like, what are you building here? Can you go now? Oh, it's precious. Never had a scandal. That's just funny. Yeah, this was the rumor. We haven't seen him do a public event in a few days. He must be ill. He's probably dead. The guy was golfing with his granddaughter. I don't know what else to tell you. And then they're taking a look at photos and they're analyzing the photos like it's a Zapruder film. Listen to me carefully. If President Trump is ill and we are not told by the administration, fire everybody. I'm all fine with that. If it's been a lot of work, if he's a little tired one day, I don't pay attention to that. We're all tired from time to time. Most of us are just tired of the progressives telling us there's something wrong with Donald Trump. Enough already. We've seen what it is you believe. We don't think that you get to tell us. It's like the people who are now writing letters. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is doing significant damage to the CDC. Did you not see yourself for the past 5 years? Did you not see what you did regarding COVID? He's the problem? I didn't even want RFK, but I know he ain't the problem. Trump is alive and Trump is well. Could he have had an off day? Could he have been tired? Sure. But people are so used to seeing him all of the time that if you don't see him for 2 days, you assume something's wrong. Which is weird because with Joe Biden, it was if you saw him at all, you assumed something's wrong. Why'd they let him out of the basement? What's happening? What does he have to do? What's the dog and pony show today? Let me tell you, 4 days off in a row is super rare if I'm not on an actual vacation. Super rare. I am awake, kids. I am all sorts of good to go. I am glad you're here. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Gary Dick, a new partnership between IU and Cook Medical at 632. Nominations are now open for IBJ's inaugural CEO and C-Suite Awards. Nominate your favorite C-Suite executive by September 5th at ibj.com/events.
Why do so many foundation, basement, and crawl space companies ask for half your money up front? Could it be because that's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they believe trust is earned, not demanded. That's why they do things differently. They start with a free inspection, no strings attached, to give you an honest assessment of what your home needs. No pressure, no surprises. When it's time for the work, they don't ask for a deposit or any upfront payment. Not a single dollar until the job is complete and you're 100% satisfied. That's how they've been earning trust for over 39 years. Whether it's sagging floors, moisture control, concrete repair, or a full crawl space encapsulation, you can count on Michaelis for repairs that last. Don't trust just anyone with your home. Choose the company that puts your trust first. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY today. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation, building trust beneath your feet.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
This is the run my own business dream. This is the college is paid for dream. This is the retire early dream. This is Busey, where your dreams and possibilities become moments. Through trusted guidance and expertise, through lifelong relationships. Because we're here to help you achieve the life you've always envisioned. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Truck drivers, have you been searching for a more reliable driving job? Get the paychecks and predictability you need as a Schneider driver. Schneider's large selection of driving jobs means you can get the home time that suits your schedule. Choose from daily, weekly, monthly, or sometime in between. Plus, Schneider drivers have access to great benefits with a 401k match and a 24/7 support team. Get the keys to a better driving job. Search openings near you and apply now at schneiderjobs.com.
The children of our nation know little to nothing about 9/11, but the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is righting this wrong by helping teachers educate kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their nonfiction first-person accounts are told through videos and the Discovering Heroes book series. The Institute offers full scripted curriculum units with background for teachers, a speakers bureau for classrooms, a mobile exhibit that's an interactive museum with 9/11 artifacts and FDNY guides. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Scrolling all day. Clickbait everywhere. But the facts, they're harder to find.
WIBC didn't just report the story. They explained why it matters.
I'm Ryan Hedrick on The Level on the go.
I check the WIBC website every morning before I even open social media.
Online, on social, on air. Stay in the know while you're on the go.
You've got to stay in the know.
Stay informed. Now more than ever, we have information.
93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Tony, we have a closure. It's up just south of Lafayette on southbound 65 right now, and it's closed from State Road 38. That's when you're going to want to peel off. That's State Road 38 down to State Road 28, closed because of a rolled semi-trailer. Again, this is southbound 65 coming down from Lafayette, just south of Lafayette. In fact, all lanes closed because of a crash. Checking 465 right now, northeast side, the Clear Path construction zone. That should be done by the end of the year. That's moving nicely right now as we make our way in and out of the I-69 interchange. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. That's 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 56 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:16. Another day, another judge. This time, tariffs are unconstitutional. I don't think that's the way that works. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Send a text. Text WIBC to 317-239-9393. Send the text WIBC to 317-239-9393. And then you can text the show and be a part of it. Easy to do. The judge, who is a Biden-appointed judge, we are indeed shocked, says that tariffs are unconstitutional, but they get to stay. Actually, it's a bunch of judges. It's the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit saying that the president, Donald Trump, you've seen pictures, overstepped his authority. I, for one, am shocked to learn that there's a group of judges who would say this in America. Overstepped his authority under an emergency powers law. Now, it's not just any emergency powers law. That's not what this is. It is saying that the president isn't the one to decide whether or not there is an emergency. If it's not the president, who is it? It's an act of Congress? Is this the argument? That Congress is the group that can decide? Now, this was a 7-4 ruling from the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit, saying that Trump invoked, that what Trump has invoked, the law, if you will, does not grant him the power to impose tariffs. The core of congressional power to impose taxes such as tariffs is vested exclusively in the legislative branch by the Constitution. Tariffs are a core congressional power. So first, we're admitting the tariffs are taxes, which is great. I know Scott Bessent doesn't want to hear this, the Treasury Secretary, and it drives me crazy because, of course, he's got this wrong, and I don't know why he's doing this and making my life more difficult, but he is, and it is infuriating. Tariffs are taxes. Film at 11. But he finds it disingenuous to say so. It's not. But that's not the story. If Trump cannot levy the tariff, well, then go to Congress and levy the tariff. But if you want to ask who can decide what the emergency is, well, how is it not the President of the United States? What's even stranger is, even though they ruled them unconstitutional, they stay in place. They're keeping it in place to give time for the Trump administration to go to the Supreme Court and say, hey, these people, they don't know. Reverse the decision. Now, Trump said something I disagree with. He said if these tariffs ever went away, it would be a total disaster for the country. If allowed to stand, this decision would literally destroy the United States of America. No, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't. If the tariffs have to get put on another way, you can do that. But this idea that somehow the president can't engage a tariff is, as I have read things, that is an awkward thought. The law in question here is the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. That's the law he's using. So he can't use that law, but he can use another law? Because very often, that's the kind of ticky-tack we're playing here. It's what rationale did you use? Oh, that rationale's not okay. You would have to use this rationale. Oh, you're using this rationale? Oh, that's also a problem. Yeah, that's how they play it. To try and stop the duly elected president from doing what the people elected him to do. Now, I disagree with what he's doing. I disagree with tariffs. Tariffs are taxes. Well, Tony, they've brought deals. No, they've brought frameworks. I have not seen the money change hands, except, of course, the money that goes from Americans into the Treasury because of the tariffs they're paying. I have not seen India break yet, although there is a story that India is thinking of bringing tariffs down to nothing. But as long as they're going to, as long as they're going to take Russian oil, we've got a problem. Now, I've got backup to this idea that India has now said, "Hey, we'll cut the tariffs to zero," because Trump is saying so. He is saying that India has said that. I don't know. So far, Trump is like, no. You got to stop buying Russian oil. The relationship with India is not as great as it can be. That is, it's a far cry from saying India would rather be in bed with Russia and China. They know that that's not good for them. They're fully aware. They're a young country, a thirsty country energy-wise. They have to grow. They've got China on their border. They have to engage relations. But they're a democracy. They're with us. In the end, the people of India do not want to go down the road of Putin or Xi Jinping. That's just fact. The tariffs cost us and haven't yet made us a deal that we see the economic results from. That could be different 2 months from now. And as I say all this, you're like, Tony, you're constantly going after the tariffs. Yeah, because they're a really bad idea. If you take a look at real wages, they're up, and the number is ridiculous. Real wages up 0.7%, which puts them annualized at give or take 5%. From the boys in the lab over at CNBC. Oh, that's not a way to do that, Tony. Come on now.
Is private sector wages up 0.7%. That's pretty strong.
Pretty strong.
That's right. A strong number. Do you want to annualize that on national television? Or should I do it for you?
You're at about 5%.
You're about 5%. Those are strong numbers suggesting of a strong labor market. How is the labor market weak if wages are going up quite so strongly?
Ain't that a question? Tariffs are taxes, and we've got a GDP of 3.3%. Honestly, I would start drinking now. Not you, kids. No. You have to go to school. So you just do that. We'll take care of the other parts from here. So forget I said anything. If that's all right. You are hearing Bessent say of the Russians that sanctions are coming. Scott Bessent is the Treasury Secretary. These people came to the table. They said there was going to be work towards creating a peace with Ukraine. Now they're not doing it. And so what are we supposed to do? All we can do is say, okay, well, now we're going to offer up this level of sanctions. which is going to make it very difficult for you to sell any oil. We're just going to make it more difficult. We're going to go full Reagan Gorbachev, and we are going to make your life impossible financially, which is, of course, the best way to squeeze them. It is. It's really, in many ways, the only way to squeeze them. The question is, how much are they getting from India and China, and do they care about the sanctions at all? Because if they do not care about the sanctions, well then, you're going to have to find another way. Because you're going to have to not worry about squeezing Russia. You're going to have to squeeze India. Is that what this raised tariffs are all about? This is already the game we're playing? Maybe. But if you see India drop tariffs to zero and Trump still says no, I don't know if India goes one more step where they say, all right, fine. That's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. This is going to be an interesting one to watch. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
All right, Tony, south of Lafayette, a full closure of southbound 65 at State Road 38. That's because of a rolled semi-trailer. Rerouting traffic can use US 52 and then hop back on southbound 65 at State Road 28. That is the Frankfort entrance. Southside, Indianapolis, northbound 65 slows Raymond up to the south split. That is a construction zone. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Have a great extended Labor Day weekend. We'll see you back here Tuesday.
9 to noon on 93 WIBC.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Well, summer's still hot, and so are the deals at Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get 0% for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Aviator and Nautilus, or 0.9% for 72 months on 2025 Grand Touring Corsair. Or how about a $50,000 Lincoln Corsair from just $499 per month? So come get one of those hot summer deals at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
MSRP $52.20, 36-month term, $2,500 due at signing, $499 a month, 10,500 miles per year. Good through 9/2/25.
Shop incredible end-of-summer savings at the Scandinavian Designs Labor Day sale. For a limited time, take up to 70% off select modern furniture and decor for every room in your home, including living room, bedroom, dining room, and more. This is the perfect opportunity to get your space prepped for the party season ahead. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com. Scandinavian Designs. We make it simple, you make it home.
We play fair in Indiana, but Washington insiders want to cheat. They want taxpayers to spend millions to redraw legislative maps approved just 4 years ago. That's not democracy. It's a power grab, and they're hoping you won't notice. Thankfully, some of our leaders are saying no to D.C. politics. Tell politicians Hoosiers don't cheat. Protect our votes and get back to focusing on our real problems. Join the team at playfairindiana.com. Paid for by Indiana Conservation Voters. We play fair in Indiana, but Washington insiders want to cheat. They want taxpayers to spend millions to redraw legislative maps approved just 4 years ago. That's not democracy. It's a power grab, and they're hoping you won't notice. Thankfully, some of our leaders are saying no to D.C. politics. Tell politicians Hoosiers don't cheat. Protect our votes and get back to focusing on our real problems. Join the team at playfairindiana.com. Paid for by Indiana Conservation Voters.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
This is Robert with Kirby Heating and Air. Looking for a company that still has pride in their work? Choose Kirby Heating and Air for all of your HVAC needs.
Kirby is a trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. We get a long weekend to recap the biggest stories in Indy. Let's have a day. 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Some people say the violence legitimizes President Trump's argument. Nothing on radar. 61 degrees at downtown Indianapolis, going up to 84 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. Shootings in Chicago and New York City have led the president to call for National Guard deployment.
Multiple people shot following the West Indies parade in Brooklyn, even though the NYPD had deployed its largest contingent of officers for any event. And in Chicago, dozens of people shot over the Labor Day weekend. Chicago Alderman Ray Lopez says the facts on the ground support the president.
Over 50 victims of gun violence, several people dead. We've made the best argument for Donald Trump to say that action is necessary right now.
The ages of those shot in Chicago range from 14 to 50.
That's Fox's Gary Baumgarten reporting from New York City this morning. Congress is back from its August recess with a government shutdown looming on September 30th. The spending fight takes center stage, putting Senate Democrat leader Chuck Schumer under pressure after his earlier bipartisan vote to prevent a shutdown. September is National Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. Fox's Kristen Goodwin.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, obesity affects approximately 1 in 5 children and adolescents in the U.S., roughly 14.7 million between the ages of 2 and 19 years old. For children, obesity is defined as having a body mass index, or BMI, at or above the 95th percentile for age and sex. Health officials say, compared to children with healthy weight, children with obesity are at a higher risk for asthma, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease, noting while there is no one solution, parents and caregivers can help set up lifelong healthy habits, including replacing sugary drinks such as soda with water, 100% juice, or plain low-fat milk, encouraging more physical activity as a family, and setting up consistent sleep routines.
And former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani is out of the hospital and walking after a car crash in New Hampshire left him with a fractured vertebrae, arm and leg injuries, and multiple cuts. The 81-year-old is recovering in Manchester this morning, and President Trump has announced plans Monday to award him with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes at 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. A new 5-year agreement between Indiana University and Cook Medical is designed to address real-world problems that propel innovation, bolster Indiana's economy, and grow the state's workforce. IU's first master collaboration agreement, which includes all campuses, brings together research expertise from IU's 9 campuses and one of the state's largest employers, removing administrative barriers for researchers and schools to collaborate directly with Cook. IU President Pam Whitten.
This is a new day for Indiana University, and this agreement is the first that is a true partnership with us and a great industry partner, Cook Medical Group. Ultimately, it's great for Indiana University, but most importantly, it's great for the state of Indiana.
The South Bend Redevelopment Commission has okayed just over $3 million in funding for The Yard, a $14 million mixed-use development planned along East LaSalle Avenue, and the Link Trail, which connects downtown South Bend to the University of Notre Dame. The project will transform several abandoned and underused properties into a family-focused destination featuring restaurants, an ice cream shop, and a band shell for concerts. The Cherville Board of Zoning Appeals has approved plans for the Cherville Family YMCA to expand its footprint. The Y is looking to take over the former Jack's Warehouse location next door after the Indoor Family Fun Center opted to not renew its lease. That according to our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
At Indiana University, we're undaunted by challenge. We take the lead. We don't follow the crowd. Embracing the future with creativity and bravery. Unapologetically optimistic. Equipped with the knowledge and intention to change the world. Because bold is who we are. 9 campuses, 1 purpose. Creating tomorrow, today. Indiana University. Bring on tomorrow. Join us at iu.edu.
East Central Indiana is on the move, and the next big conversation is happening in Muncie. Join us for Innovate East Central Indiana at Ball State University, September 17th. A powerful afternoon of ideas, innovation, and insight, part of the Innovate Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. We're talking talent, technology, and transformation, and what's next for the region. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate. Indianapolis-based Checkpoint is accepting nominations for its 2026 Mira Awards, honoring the best in tech in Indiana. The growth initiative for Indiana's tech sector is continuing a new submission process instituted last year, which calls for a maximum of 25 submissions per category. The submission period will close October 15. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
South of Lafayette, southbound 65 is shut down at State Road 38 because of a rolled semi-trailer. US 52 could be a reroute here this morning. Northbound 65 slow after Keystone up to the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
What do we got? 55 degrees? Okay. 55 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. Hey, check on sports. Ryan Hedrick, what's happening?
Tony, good morning. The Indianapolis Colts will try to do something Sunday that they haven't done in more than a decade, and that's win a season opener. Head coach Shane Steichen says the team hopes to gain an edge by coming into the season in top shape.
We had more than 400 more reps at team periods during training camp to be in great physical shape, along with the conditioning that our strength and conditioning staff has done with those guys. All those things through camp, creating that edge. Obviously, starting fast is a big part of this thing, and that's what we're looking to do come Sunday.
And the late Colts owner Jim Irsay will be honored in the Colts Ring of Honor Sunday, kickoff at 1 o'clock in Bloomington Monday.
Won the time of possession, 41.5 to 18.5. First downs, 30 to 10. At 310 yards rushing. Won the turnover battle 3-1.
That's IU head coach Curt Cignetti talking about his 20th ranked team. The Hoosiers play Kennesaw State on Saturday. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com.
So IU with the win. A pretty solid one at that. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Purdue with the win. Sorry, Ball State. I do not believe this is the way you wanted to start. Losing 31-0, but so it goes. But IU over there, was that Old Dominion they were playing? Game 1? That's it. Nice. Nice way to start the college football season. And do I have it right that Bryson Bonds is going to be out for the rest of the 2025 season? The knee injury? Oh, that's certainly not what you want, but might not be the thing that ends the chances of the Hoosiers. Good stuff. A lot of upsets. Week 1 college football. We're back in it. People are placing their bets, doing it all. I would just like to see. First of all, I would like to see Purdue do better than 2 wins. Secondly, I'd like to see IU, be back to being a football powerhouse. I think so also would IU fans. Not bad way to start off the first week of the season. And still, no special session in Indiana. I will get to it. I absolutely promise, because I have a couple of thoughts. But then there was this. this video from Joy Reid, and you're saying to me, Tony, why? Why are you sharing videos from Joy Reid? Because sometimes they are as informative as they are hilarious in their ridiculousness. Now, I don't think there's any cursing in this. I think I checked it pretty well. But here she is having an argument about DEI. Oddly enough, she's having this argument in front of a photo of James Baldwin. Now, I don't claim any expertise on Baldwin, but just as a matter of curiosity, was Baldwin in favor of the idea of advancement without skill? I think for all of his conversations, arguments, etc., some of which are interesting, some of which I think are dastardly, I don't think that was his argument. Now, I could be wrong. If you don't know who James Baldwin is, I think that you should. But this was Joy Reid, formerly of MSNBC, which is now called MS Now because they don't know how to do branding.
As many times as I have been called DEI or an affirmative action baby and all that, you know what I never get? Mad. Because I actually am very much in favor of DEI. I don't take that as an insult because I understand that that means that I'm just damn excellent and innovative. And yeah, I am DEI. I'm bringing diversity, and that's bringing something great. You're not insulting me. If you say, oh, you're an affirmative action person that got into Harvard, I'm like, yeah, I got into Harvard with affirmative action, and Yale, and Brown, and also, Vassar, and the University of Denver.
Well, it's very odd to hear somebody admit that they were admitted to these schools because of the color of their skin and nothing else. And I think it's interesting for somebody to try and rebrand what DEI is.
You know what I never get? Mad. Because I actually am very much in favor of DEI. I don't take that as an insult because I understand that that means that I'm just damn excellent and innovative. And
that's what DEI means, Joy Reid. That is the kind of childlike pablum that we are missing in our cable news. Oh, where has our joy gone? Why hast thou forsaken us? Oh, joy, return to the airwaves, won't you? Because we need this. By the way, she's wearing an FDT hat. The hat says FDT. The DT stands for Donald Trump. So, yep. Perfect. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
The shooting killed 2 children, only 8 and 10 years old.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
There were a lot of hugs. There were a lot of tears.
Governor Braun ordered the flags to fly at half-staff.
Another update is just minutes away.
600 drone ballistic missiles were fired on targets in Ukraine.
It's your responsibility to be accountable for your child, and if you determine not to do that, this is what can happen.
Stepped out of the car and pointed a handgun at police. 3 cops ended up shooting him.
Stay in the know while you're on the go.
Ballard says he will not trade Anthony Richardson.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling? We'll find that independent American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
The state of Texas can require voter ID for mail-in ballots.
It's not required already.
But Joe Biden got 82 million legal votes, Nigel. If you think otherwise, you might as well put the tinfoil hat on, okay? I don't think it's asking too much to have some sort of proof that you're a legal citizen in your mail-in ballot. Find a way.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com. See a wreck on 465? Find a new pothole on your way to work? You can let Matt Bear know and help out your fellow travelers. Text WIBC to 317-239-9393 and join the text club. Kendall and Casey.
The ultimate job of why we send people to Congress is not to be a teammate or an opposition to the president. It's to be a check and balance. If there's areas you agree, great, you vote together. If there's areas you don't agree, you push back. And all we see now in terms of our Congress is just, hey, if it's Democrat, it's blanket opposition. And if you're Republican, it's blatant errand boy behavior.
Kendall and Casey, weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com. Scrolling all day. Clickbait everywhere. But the facts, they're harder to find.
WIBC didn't just report the story. They explained why it matters. I'm Ryan Hedrick on The Level on the go.
I check the WIBC website every morning before I even open social media.
Online, on social, on air. Stay in the know while you're on the go.
You've got to stay in the know.
Stay informed. Now more than ever, we have information.
93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
I just want to say that I'm very happy to be a radio host and not an influencer, because I have seen now enough of the social media influencers that if you follow them, if people are being followed for being a social media influencer, there's no way that the people following them are engaged in any level of rationality. You can't be. Right, left, it doesn't matter. These people are all ridiculous. It's a show. There's not an ounce of honesty. It's just one man's take. I guess you'll do what you do. I'll get to that story coming up. Right now, Matt Barris, traffic.
South side, northbound 65, slow from Edgewood Avenue up to the south split. It's a construction zone. Also, a crash reported in the area. Northbound 65, stop and go before Raymond up to the south split. South of Lafayette, southbound 65 is closed at State Road 38 because of a rolled semi-trailer. No timetable on when that's going to reopen. Plan accordingly. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
55 degrees. Much better. In the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, the time is 6:46. Who knew that Gwyneth Paltrow was right to get out of that marriage with Chris Martin from Coldplay? Turns out she's a genius. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Live streaming over there on the YouTubes. Go to WIBC and subscribe and download and follow, and I don't know what else you're supposed to do. And then the live stream is there, and you can check it out for yourself. Chris Martin, Coldplay, inviting a couple people up to the stage, and where are you from? We're from Israel. Oh, well, I'll treat you like human beings. And while the crowd is booing, hey, how about a shout out to anybody here from Palestine? As if that's a country. Chris Martin, coward. Chris Martin, child. Coldplay. Just gonna leave it there. For sure. We're not calling a special session. Is this what I hear, Governor Braun? No special session is going to be called regarding redistricting? You got something else to do? Well, Tony, it really doesn't matter. Is that what we think? Let me say again that the people who decided that they were going to comment early and say, we don't need redistricting, I oppose redistricting, they were wrong. These are people I like. Mitch Daniels was wrong. Mitch Daniels was wrong. It's okay to say. I am not interested in idol worship. I think that he has a story to tell. I'm a fellow of the Mitch Daniels Leadership Foundation. And there was no point in coming out and being like, we shouldn't be in favor of this. Well, have we discussed it? Shouldn't we at least discuss it? People I like Representative Danny Lopez. I like him. I stuck my neck out for him when people like Greg Doyle and James Briggs over there at the Indy Star were going after him left and right for being absolutely correct that boys are not girls, girls are not boys, and boys should not be participating in girls' sports. Lopez was right, and the Indy Star writers were wrong. I'll take that debate anywhere. If you favor boys being in girls' sports, man, you hate women. Why is he going on the record saying I oppose redistricting? You don't know what you oppose yet. You haven't even heard the story yet. What are you coming out for? And saying, what are you doing? It's not necessary. I'd appreciate it. We'd focus on what's necessary. You don't know yet whether or not redistricting is in the cards. That's what I think the special session is for. Let's have this conversation. Let's see. I believe that we should engage redistricting. I think that we need to fight the fight. Now, I haven't seen what California is going to do yet, because they have to put it out to a vote of the people because of their commission set up to keep districts from being redrawn. You understand how that works. They have these independent commissions that focus on redistricting and how to draw the maps, so that way they're equitable. No, the maps were redrawn to favor the left, and then you saw commissions put into place to keep that as the standard. That's reality. So even if California right now wants to redistrict as a response to Texas, which I still consider to be completely wrong, what's that going to look like in 4 years when we do another census, 5 years, and you realize California's lost 4 seats, maybe more? People moving out of California. Florida's going to gain seats. Texas will probably gain seats. I'd love to see Indiana gain some seats. I just don't think that's going to be the case. But we should be asking ourselves, what are we trying to do here? Well, we're trying to keep control out of the hands of people who are absolutely destructive, who believed in mail-in balloting, who absolutely do not favor any level of strength and conviction. Yes, this is political. I'm not saying no. I am saying, so what? This is the fight that you're in. I didn't ask you if you wanted to be in this fight. General Assembly, Indiana Republicans. I don't care if you want to be in this fight. You're in it. You're in it. You got put in it. And you could argue that the circumstances around all of that stink to good old holy hell. Doesn't matter. You're in it. So now you got to ask yourself what it is that you're in. And that requires having a conversation. And you haven't had it yet. So why are any of you coming out against redistricting? Be quiet. My rationale isn't sound? My rationale is pretty sound. If you then have the special session decide not to redistrict, okay. And then you deal with that. As you deal with everything politically. Good Lord. And while you're gathering on this conversation, a special session, could you also, like on the side, like in the hallways, be like, hey, how do we make sure Diego Morales is not the nominee for Secretary of State next time around? Can we talk to our delegates? Can we do something? Could we please get rid of effing Diego? Fake news Diego. Effing Diego. We just shorten it to make it easier on everybody, right? Because that's the right thing to do there, Producer Carl. Why should everyone have to say fake news Diego Morales when we can just call him effing Diego?
Yeah, just make it simple for them.
Yeah, just try to make it simple. That's all we're trying to do. He referred to WIBC as fake news, and we asked him to explain it. And his press person, Tokyo Rose Lindsay Eaton, decided to come after us as if we're the problem here at WIBC, not even recognizing there's a difference between our news department and what we do commentary-wise. So it was very dishonest. It was fake. It was fake news. So effing Diego. That's what we call him here. Still hasn't come on the air. Still hasn't explained how he took these foreign trips. Nothing. So if while we're discussing redistricting, maybe lawmakers could discuss this, and who else can we nominate and maybe make them the candidate for Secretary of State? Right? We've seen Diego's best of the best of the best. We're like, this ain't the best. This ain't it. This ain't it. You see, there's a subject, Republicans, you should come out and talk about. Because we've discussed it. Everybody knows the answer. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matty Boo Boo?
Yeah, Tony, looking at the south side, northbound 65, now stop-and-go traffic from Edgewood Avenue up to the south split because of construction. And then northbound 65 slows before Raymond Street up to the south split again because of that construction zone. Now, southbound 6570 is jammed up Michigan Street to Washington and south of Lafayette. Southbound 65 closed at State Road 38 because of a rolled semi. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior designer. Visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. Matt Baer, WIBC Traffic.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Pat Sullivan here for Gutter Helmet. Are you still putting screens on your gutters? You know, if the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and now you're cleaning the screens. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. Right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 17% discount plus 12 months, no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 17% off, restrictions apply, and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET. That's 800-5HELMET or gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again. Why do so many basement companies want half the money up front? Could it be because it's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they don't ask for a deposit until the job is done and you're completely satisfied. They even start with a free inspection to ensure you know exactly what your home needs without the guesswork. With over 35 years' experience, they've proven that trust is built on results, not deposits. Michaelis, building trust beneath your feet. Visit michaeliscorp.com.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Kendall and Casey.
The ultimate job of why we send people to Congress is not to be a teammate or an opposition to the president. It's to be a check and balance. If there's areas you agree, great, you vote together. If there's areas you don't agree, you push back. And all we see now in terms of our Congress is just, hey, if it's Democrat, it's blanket opposition. And if you're Republican, it's blatant errand boy behavior.
Kendall and Casey, weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIPC and WIPC.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, a man was shot in Indianapolis last night. What the cops are saying about it, why some people felt the need to show up on Monument Circle yesterday with weapons, and what one Indianapolis nonprofit is doing about food insecurity. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis on a Tuesday morning. It's 7 o'clock.
We'll hear from President Trump this afternoon. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. What he'll announce in his Oval Office address, we don't know yet. But the president has been focusing a lot lately on crime, claiming there's virtually none of it now in Washington after his crackdown there, including deploying the National Guard. Could Chicago be next? He insists crime there is totally out of control.
The president has promised the administration will act quickly if Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker does not, quote, straighten things out in Chicago. Pritzker maintains there is no need for the National Guard because he says there is no emergency in Chicago. Pritzker adds troops cannot legally work to enforce the law in Chicago, so Chicago's Mayor Brandon Johnson has an executive order limiting how much the city's police department can work with troops and federal immigration agents.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera. The FBI says there have been about 1,600 arrests in Washington since the Trump D.C. crime crackdown, and Congress will consider extending his actions.
House Speaker Mike Johnson tells Fox News the House will take up a bill related to D.C. crime in the next few weeks.
We cannot allow crime to destroy our great American cities, and it begins with the nation's capital.
With lawmakers returning from a month-long August recess, Congress will have little time to work with to avoid a government shutdown with a funding deadline September 30th.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. As Israel ramps up the war against Hamas, it's mobilizing tens of thousands of reserve troops to go into Gaza City, considered Hamas's political and military stronghold. It's up to more than 1,400 people dead in an earthquake disaster in Afghanistan, more than 3,000 injured.
Rough terrain's making the rescue and relief effort more difficult. The 6.0 magnitude quake flattened villages with mostly mud, brick, and wood homes in a remote mountainous area of eastern Afghanistan. Thousands of people are injured. The United Nations coordinator for Afghanistan expects the casualty rate to be exponentially higher than what's known so far.
That's Fox's Chris Foster. In Sudan, a landslide took out an entire village, killing more than 1,000 people there. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Crime scene tape on Indianapolis's near northwest side. Nothing on radar on Monument Circle this morning. We're at 61 degrees, going up to 84. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02. A man is in bad shape this morning after he was shot multiple times in a neighborhood just northwest of downtown Indianapolis.
And even though there were numerous people out on several porches, nobody is claiming to have seen anything. It's extremely frustrating for us, and it makes it extremely difficult for a detective to solve a case like this.
That's IMPD Captain Don Weilhammer speaking to reporters Monday night near the intersection of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and West 30th Streets. Indianapolis police say they found a dead newborn Monday afternoon at Brookside Park on the near east side. The baby discovered by somebody walking in the park. Child Services, the coroner, and forensics all responded to the scene. Police want to remind you that Indiana does have a safe haven law, which says that you could surrender your children anonymously and safely if you do not want them. On Monday, Nazi supporters marched at Monument Circle, but they were met by a group of counter-protesters.
This protest was put together over the past week. A handful of people carried guns, a reference to the weapons the pro-Nazi protesters had carried, but most appeared unarmed. Jesse Curley, a speaker, said the idea of using the Second Amendment was not popular.
While everybody, including Nazis, can march around with guns on their chests, okay, we will do that too, and we'll say you're not welcome here.
Hopefully people know that goodness still exists and hate is not going to, overcome that.
Now that message against hate heard loud and clear for all those in attendance.
That's Wish TV's Raina Rebel reporting for us. 6 Notre Dame students were hit by a car Monday night while crossing the street by Holy Cross College. It happened just after 5, and police say the driver was turning and then struck the group of people. 3 students taken to the hospital with minor injuries, and Holy Cross says it is supporting the families affected by the car hitting the kids. Food insecurity is becoming more common in Indiana, and one nonprofit is trying to meet the demand.
Midwest Food Bank Indiana has announced a new campaign to raise money for a new 50,000 square foot warehouse. They are calling the effort Under One Roof. The goal is to bring all the operations under one roof, which will allow them to be more efficient and serve more people in need. The organization says it's seen explosive growth and it's on track to distribute more than $74 million in food this year. They are just $500,000 away from their goal. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indianapolis Colts kick off the season Sunday at home against the Miami Dolphins. And the late Colts owner Jim Irsay will be honored by being enshrined in the Ring of Honor. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. I'm Brian Hedrick on the level on the go. And at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
All right, Ryan, here it is. Looking at southbound 6570 downtown. This is a vicious-looking crash blocking the right lane. At least 4 vehicles involved. One of them totaled into the barrier wall. Another one into the barrier wall. And right now, again, the right lane is closed. And drivers coming down that center lane of southbound 6570 should watch for debris in the center lane. It is open, but it looks like we have some debris out there. Please be careful. Again, the crash is southbound 6570 in Washington. We are jam-packed to the north split. Also, south of Lafayette, southbound 65 is closed to State Road 38. That's because of a rolled semi. Drivers can reroute using US 52. In northbound 65, stop and go. Edgewood up to the south split construction. In northbound 65, slows Raymond up to the south split construction. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance. Protect small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings. Is that right? Is it Tara?
It's not Tara. It's Ryan.
That's my fault. That's my fault. I was wish casting. It's basically what was happening. Ryan Morse, Wish TV meteorologist. What do we know?
Yeah, gorgeous weather continues into today. Mostly sunny skies, kind of coming off a nice weekend into today. High temperatures in the lower 80s, which is right around average for this time of year. Tonight, clear skies in place. Low temperatures in the upper 50s. Now, late Wednesday is where we finally have changes coming to the forecast. During the daytime on Wednesday, we'll start off sunny. Clouds will increase during the day. It's more of an isolated rain chance later on in the day through the evening hours. Much better chance of rain arriving Wednesday night into the early morning hours on Thursday. It's this type of rainfall. Everyone should get something, although it won't be a lot of rainfall in terms of numbers. High temperatures in the lower 80s. Thursday, scattered morning showers exiting in the morning. Cooler. High temperatures Thursday afternoon, struggling to even make it to 70 degrees.
So we'll go from 80s to upper 60s in the course of one day.
Yeah, it's basically how it goes. No real sign of summer returning to the forecast. We've kind of turned the page, it seems.
Okay. Can we have fall for more than 3 weeks?
I hope so. No signs of snow, to be clear.
Okay. It'd be great if you just didn't even say the word.
I know, It's so early.
Right? You can't. Don't say snow in September. It's like saying Phil Sanchez and work ethic. Those things don't go together. Don't, please. Thank you. That's Ryan Morris. Oh, feel free. I'll text him now. Ryan Morris, Wish TV meteorologist. I appreciate you taking the time to be with us. 55 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:08.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Kirby Heating and Air, your American Standard air dealer, serving Hendricks and surrounding counties.
So the anti-Nazi protesters gathered on Monument Circle. Well, that's a take. Tony Katz 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. So the story is that on the Circle over the last 2 weeks, is that it? There have been these total weirdos walking around downtown, dressed in all black, waving swastikas. Then there was a different group. It's like, what is happening here? Why is this going on? And rightfully, people are like, who are these freaks? I assume they were just feds, out for a stretch. So this takes place. So in addition to all of the Labor Day protests that took place, Workers' Labor Day, Workers Over Billionaires protests, oh, good Lord. Good Lord. It's a celebration of the power we have when we come together in a union, the power to take back our country for working people, not billionaires. So they had these things in Bloomington and Kokomo, Greencastle and Anderson. Sure. You go, and they're holding signs that say no Trump, KKK, fascist USA. They love that one. But this brings us to our anti-Nazi protest. Ostensibly an anti-Nazi protest that was put together by a guy. And go ahead, engage a protest. They gather there on the Circle in front of the church there, and they are protesting. They're saying, we don't want these Nazis. Jesse Curley is the guy who put this together. He's the guy quoted by Wish TV. And then you read the signs. Did anybody at all take a look at the signs that they've got? Say no to fascism, Nazis, and KKK. Yes, I say no to Democrats. I wholeheartly agree. And then somebody was holding a sign, and they're wearing a black suit, and it's all respect in the world. They're wearing the black suit, and the sign says, "I hate Indiana Nazis," which is, of course, a takeoff of this.
I hate Illinois Nazis.
Bravo. Excellent work. Well done. But you know as well as I do, this is not the kind of rally that you would have gone to. No. Because they're also carrying the signs that read, "Lock him up. Just say no to 45. You mean Donald Trump. You're wearing signs that say, "Lock up Donald Trump," and many of your people are, it's 45, 47, and then many of your people are wearing keffiyehs. So you support the Hamas terrorist organization, you're opposed to Donald Trump, and somehow I'm to believe that what you're really fighting is the Nazis. If you were to ask the people who were gathered there, this was a left-wing reunion of sorts, and they figure anybody who doesn't agree with them is a Nazi. Not actual people supporting the Nazi cause or waving swastikas. No. You. This was about being opposed to you. At least that's what it's showing through the attendees. Now, a lot of people noticed that these attendees were wearing firearms. None of that bothers me. If you're an American citizen, you are allowed to carry a firearm. What bothers me is that you carry a firearm while you wear a keffiyeh, because what you support is pretty messed up. Wearing a keffiyeh is a support of terrorists. That's my take. I say this about Jesse Brown. I say this about others. It's cultural appropriation. It's cosplay, but it is support of terrorism. It is what it is, what it is, what it is. So that's what takes place on a weekend here in Indianapolis. That is the Hoosiers' political left. That is Indiana's political left. Just so you know. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Hey, this is Travis from Life Church. Do you have questions about God, faith, or church? What if there's a place you could ask them without embarrassment, judgment, or shame? That's the Alpha Course. Bring your questions and we'll even feed you dinner. We'll talk about who Jesus is, what he did on the cross, and what that means for you without the commitment of joining a church. The Alpha Course begins on Monday nights at 6:30 at Life Church Noblesville. Go to lifechurchin.com for more information and to register.
Traffic on the fives. Matthew Bear, what do we know?
All right, Tony, here we go. Looking at southbound 6570 downtown Indianapolis. This is a crash on southbound at Washington Street. 3, maybe 4 vehicles involved and one is inverted. All cars at the moment with 2 right lanes blocked, leaving only the left lane open for travel. So we are backed up into the north split and onto westbound 70 back to rural, and a delay time running at 12 minutes right now. Again, the crash, and it just looks awful. It's southbound 6570 at Washington Street. Now, south of Lafayette, it's a crash and closure. Southbound 65 at State Road 38. All lanes are shut down because of a rolled semi. Drivers are rerouting on US 52. Crash north side 96 at Spring Mill Road. South side stop and go traffic on northbound 65 from Southport Road up to 465 because of construction. Also a crash reported. And northbound 65 slows down again from Raymond Street up to the south split. Traffic sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting your business vehicles 24/7. See if you can save at progressivecommercial.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
55 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:16.
This is the take care of my family goal. This is the enjoy the life I've built goal. This is the set up a foundation goal. This is Busey, where your goals become lasting legacies. Through bespoke plans that maximize your wealth, through partnerships that give you peace of mind. Because building wealth, tending to it, and passing it down secures a brighter future. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Serving in the military requires great sacrifices, not just for one's country, but also for one's family. Not surprisingly, divorce for soldiers is especially difficult, and it raises a number of challenges that are peculiar to military divorce, things such as deployments, relocation, retirement benefits. These issues can be complicated. So if you're a soldier facing such challenges, go to CordellCordell.com.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
Getting ready for the popcorn moment. Brought to you by Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. Your kitchen, your bathroom, your basement. If it's inside your 4 walls, Booher Remodeling is the call. They're the people to trust with creating a kitchen that works for you and your family. B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. Let them show you how their 5-step design process works. From start to finish, you know everything that's happening every step of the way. They take all the stress out of it. They've got the best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in central Indiana, the highest quality brand names you know and trust. Booher guides you through everything, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. And they're good people. They're good people. They've done great work for me, in my home, for my family. Let them do great work for you as well. It's time. It is time to make that kitchen, that bathroom, that basement a part of the home, or maybe you've got something else you'd like done. Booher is the call to make. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Boer Remodeling. 852-5546 or online at Boer. Booher. BoerRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe. Then grab your popcorn because there is more. Before we get into the actual audio, can I share a story? There was was this in the New York Times? Because the New York Times is a despicable newspaper. And President Trump has to put an end to this concept that somehow the New York Times is the paper of record. Stop it. They're not the paper of record. They don't deserve to be considered the paper of record. They are an untrustworthy news organization. And they have this headline from a Dr. Catherine Young who posted it. Former White House, and she's got I think it's a Palestinian flag plus an American flag. So she's interesting. And this is what she writes. 9 former CDC directors spanning every administration from Carter to Trump have issued a rare rebuke of RFK Jr. That is the Secretary of Health and Human Services. And the essay is, we ran the CDC. Kennedy is endangering every American's health. Dr. Young, you don't get to talk to us. You wouldn't let us talk about issues with vaccines. You force us to be 6 feet away from the people we love. And Grandma, at the age of 92, died alone and afraid because you wouldn't let her 93-year-old husband near her. You don't get to talk to us. You told us we couldn't gather in our own backyard, but you allowed thousands of people to gather for George Floyd riots because, that was important. We don't believe you. You cost America its trust in the institutions. I was a guy who opposed the nomination and the confirmation of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. There's no question that this Maha movement is working out outrageously well, and Americans are very pleased. Very. I don't know where I am on his take regarding vaccines. I haven't seen a vaccine be eliminated. You're not allowed to take this anymore. Rather, I have seen rules change about forcing vaccines or the schedule of vaccines changing regarding when one should take one. Someone had posted that the United States is the only country that doesn't recommend the COVID vaccine for pregnant women, which, by the way, are the only people who can get pregnant. There are no pregnant people. And this doctor that we fired from the CDC, using the term pregnant people, good. This isn't a doctor. This is an ideological freak who should not be near patients. Shouldn't be allowed to practice medicine. Women get pregnant. Men don't. Don't care how you feel about it. Facts are facts. But when we see these kinds of statements, you're the ones who cost the trust. You did this, Dr. Young. You and your compatriots and your counterparts. How about you try and rebuild it? If you tell us it's wrong to tell pregnant women not to take the vaccine, I would tell any pregnant woman they're insane if they take the vaccine. Insane. Oh, Tony, you're not a doctor. Okay, you're insane if you take a vaccine while you're pregnant or if you're thinking about being pregnant. Now, after you're done having kids, well, then I think you've got a lot more options. You want to hear what I think about people who gave the vaccine to their kid? More than happy to have that conversation anytime. So that's going on. I wanted to share that story. Now give me the popcorn moment, and I'll share this with you. We already played it. I know. Rashida Tlaib is at a conference. The conference is a big gathering of people who want Western civilization destroyed. They're going to start with Israel and they're going to work their way out. It is what it is. And this is where they're at. They're at a conference called the People's Conference for Palestine. Okay. This is part of Rashida Tlaib, the congresswoman from Michigan. This is part of her statements. I did the radio edit there, producer Carl, but finger on the dump button just in case.
We'll never truly comprehend, Jama'ah, even after 7 decades, that we aren't going anywhere. We are just getting started. I want to say to all of them, every genocide enabler, look at this rules, motherfuckers. We ain't going anywhere.
If you ever wanted to know what a crowd of fanatical Jew-hating bigots sounds like, there you go. And there's their leader. If you ever wanted to know what a crowd of fanatical Christian-hating bigots sounds like, there you go. And there's their leader, Rashida Tlaib. It's a very simple choice. Do you want to survive or not? That's it. There's nothing else. This is the conversation regarding those Hamas supporters like Jesse Brown in Indianapolis. That's my take. You wear a keffiyeh, you post what you post. It's a Hamas supporter. He can disagree all he wants. I think the facts tell the story. You can support Israel's survival, or you can support its destruction. But if you support its destruction, you support the destruction of Western civilization. The end. I think support of Islamists is very, very, very weird. And yet we're seeing it a lot. So we have to ask ourselves, what's our plan? What's our plan? Some things are simply not compatible. They not like us. This isn't about wanting to live in peace. This is about destroying people. That's what Rashida Tlaib is after. That's what these Hamas supporters are after. That's what the Islamist is after. So maybe we should say so. Maybe we should have a little bit of focus on this. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matty Boo Boo?
All right, totally downtown, southbound 6570 Washington Street crash involving multiple vehicles here. One is inverted, and 2 right lanes are blocked, leaving only the left lane open for travel. Right now, we are stopped through the north split onto westbound 70 and past rural to Sherman Drive. Southbound 65 doing okay. I might try to pull off into that local ramp, that collector that takes you to Ohio Street, Michigan Street, or Fletcher Avenue. That will help you bypass that backup on southbound 6570. Also, south side, northbound 65 slows, Southport Road up to 465. Northbound 65 stop and go after Keystone Avenue into the south split because of construction. And then a crash on the north side. This is 96 at Spring Mill Road. Southbound 65 south of Lafayette, a crash and closure. This is at State Road 38, all lanes shut down because of a rolled semi-trailer. Drivers are rerouting on US 52. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. We get a long weekend to recap the biggest stories in Indy. Let's have a day. 93 WIBC.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
There's just something special about late summer at Wilson Farm Market. The sweet corn's still crisp, the tomatoes are juicy, and the cucumbers taste just like the summer should. Stop by with the family, fill your basket with fresh produce, grab some hot, fresh fried chicken, pick up homemade jams, and select from hundreds of cheeses to make every meal something special. And don't forget that famous pretzel bread. It's always a hit at the dinner table. 20 minutes north of Carmel on 31 in Arcadia. Online at wilsonfarmmarket.com. That's wilsonfarmmarket.com.
Well, summer's still hot, and so are the deals at Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get 0% for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Aviator and Nautilus, or 0.9% for 72 months on 2025 Grand Touring Corsair. Or how about a $50,000 Lincoln Corsair from just $499 per month? So come get one of those hot summer deals at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
MSRP $52.20, 36-month term, $2,500 due at signing, $499 a month, 10,500 miles per year. Good through 9/2/25.
Since 1983, over 80,000 customers have trusted their home to B Window.
We're now employee-owned, and that means we treat your home like it's our own.
From energy-efficient windows that can cut your energy costs by up to 50%.
To stylish doors, siding, and custom bathroom models, we have you covered.
And every project is backed by our industry-leading warranty.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 50% off plus a free patio door.
Because at
B Window,
we mean business.
Kendall and Casey.
The ultimate job of why we send people to Congress is not to be a teammate or an opposition to the president. It's to be a check and balance. If there's areas you agree, great, you vote together. If there's areas you don't agree, you push back. And all we see now in terms of our Congress is just, hey, if it's Democrat, it's blanket opposition. And if you're Republican, it's blatant errand boy behavior.
Kendall and Casey. Weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com. Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
This is Robert with Kirby Heating and Air. Go to kirbyheating.com to schedule with one of our qualified service technicians.
Kirby Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hammer and Nigel.
Weatherman upset that Trump cutting some funding to the National Weather Service.
The war on science.
Yeah, tell me more about that science that told me I had to wear a mask made in China that didn't protect me from anything. Tell me about the science of 6 feet apart. Tell me about the science of being in a restaurant. You can sit down and eat with no mask, but you got to stand up and wear a mask. But if you go to can, you got to stand back up and put it on again.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
54 people shot over Labor Day weekend. Nothing on radar. 61 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 84. This report brought to you by Michaelis Corporation. Here's what's trending at 7:31. That happened in Chicago, where the mayor and the state's governor say they don't want or need federal intervention. Mayor Brandon Johnson just signed an executive order that
limiting how much the city's police department can work with troops and federal immigration agents. NBC Chicago reports 54 people were shot and 7 people were killed during Labor Day weekend in the Windy City. The president is making comparisons with D.C., saying, wow, Mayor Muriel Bowser of D.C. has become very popular because she worked with me and my great people in bringing crime down to virtually nothing in D.C.
That's Fox's Madeline Rivera reporting. President Trump is set to make an announcement from the Oval Office this afternoon. The White House isn't saying what exactly the announcement is about, but it's scheduled for 2 o'clock. New York Rep. Jerry Nadler announced yesterday that he will not be seeking re-election next year.
He tells the New York Times he feels it's time for a changing of the guard to make room for the next generation of Democrats. Nadler said he was originally hesitant to step down, arguing President Trump threatened the foundations of democracy. He says watching former President Biden's health decline and ultimate loss of the party to the president, he thinks it's time for a change. The news expected to spark fierce competition for the open Democrat seat that includes representing Manhattan.
That's Fox's Sue Guzman reporting. Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani is out of the hospital and walking after a New Hampshire car crash left him with a fractured vertebrae, arm and leg injuries, and multiple cuts. And Jason Aldean is reflecting on something that happened in 2017. Here's Fox's Michelle Polino.
Jason Aldean spoke out about breaking down on the Armchair Expert podcast with Dax Shepard
Aldean recalled being on stage at the Route 91 Harvest Festival when a gunman opened fire, killing 60 and injuring more than 800. Aldean said he finally let the weight of the event hit him after his son was born. 2 months later, he said, I ended up having a moment at my house where I kind of broke down thinking about just all the people that I could have lost, all the people that we did lose as far as fans. Despite his struggles, Aldean never went to therapy, saying that he thinks he's just too Southern. Although he added, here's the ironic thing. We funded a ton of therapy for all the crews and everybody else. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. Daniel Jones will lead the Indianapolis Colts against the Miami Dolphins in Sunday's season opener. Head coach Shane Steichen.
I think he's been a pro from the day he walked in here, the way he's worked. People have seen it throughout the building, his teammates, the coaches, and I think that adds to it. I'm a guy that's always prepared and ready to roll, and the way he works, that creates an edge in itself.
And Steichen said Monday he's excited to see what running back Jonathan Taylor can do this season.
I think it's the way he works, goes about his business, his home run ability that he has. And I think it starts up front with offensive line, creating those creases for him, and the way he goes. It's how we go, too, as an offense.
And the Colts haven't won a home season opener since September 8th of 2013 when they beat the Oakland Raiders. Sunday's game kicks off at 1 o'clock. 20th-ranked IU opened the season with a 27-14 win over Old Dominion. Head coach Curt Cignetti said Saturday's opponent, Kennesaw State, will bring its own challenges.
Lost by 1 point to a Power 4 opponent last week. Brand new coach. High-tempo offense. They can go at warp speed, and they can slow it down. Defense, guys run around good.
And the Hoosiers are favored by 36.5 points in the Indiana Fever play the Phoenix Mercury tonight. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the fives. Here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, downtown, Ryan, southbound 6570 at Washington Street, crash blocking the right lane. It's 2 right lanes and people are getting back over as the cleanup continues right now. And it's just a grisly looking crash. Thankfully, I'm told minor injuries only. We do have 1 car in front of the traffic has stopped into the north split and backed up to Emerson Avenue. If you can get into that local ramp, that'll bypass a lot of the delay going southbound 6570. Closure south of Lafayette, that's southbound 65 shut down at State Road 38 because of a rolled semi-trailer. Drivers are using US 52 as a reroute. Inbound 69, a 6-minute delay, 116th Street, 282nd. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go from 86th Street up to 865. Crash 96 at Spring Mill Road. South side, northbound 65 slows from Edgewood Avenue up to 465 and northbound 65 stop and go traffic. Keystone Avenue to the south split for a 9-minute delay. That's construction. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
55 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:37.
Whenever I'm out a wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen.
Today on the Marketplace, who wants to get buried in Anderson, Indiana? It's actually a kind of, I don't know if it's a lovely story or at least as it's described. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. During downtime, I'm clearing my head, getting ready for what's next on the show. I find myself on Facebook Marketplace. They've got cool stuff, odd stuff, weird stuff, strange stuff, all sorts of stuff there on the Marketplace. The Marketplace segment brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. Go and get it. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. So easy to use. It's free to use. It's that final paycheck. It's that refund you forgot about. You didn't even know you were getting. Well, the Attorney General's office is holding on to it. Now you can have it. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Text my name, Tony, to 46220. Fast, easy, free to use. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. So there's all sorts of stuff, Matt Bear, who you can see on the live stream right now. Matt Bear is right there on the live stream on YouTube, and so is producer Carl. Matt is the one in the shirt 4 sizes too small. And producer Carl is in the shirt that Goodwill said, no thanks, we've got plenty of these.
Oh, it's a nice shirt Carl's wearing.
That's, wow, good with the laugh right there. Liked it. So, Matt, have you given any thought to where you would like to be rested?
Yes, I have. I want to be set on fire in the ocean, Tony. Somebody, take a flaming arrow and shoot it.
You want a funeral pyre like a Viking?
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what I want. Absolutely.
Okay.
Or shot out of a cannon, one or the other. That'd be fantastic. What?
Honestly?
What?
Where do you want to be shot to?
I don't know. Preferably to Anderson Cemetery here,
So
make it easy on everybody. You don't have to even put me in the hearse.
So this is an ad for 2 cemetery plots at the Anderson Memorial Park Cemetery. Here's how it's written. Check this out. My late husband and I bought these 2 lots at Anderson Memorial Park Cemetery years ago with different wishes. Then we ended up following through with. So they had bought these and then said, wait, we see it differently. And then her husband passes and she's like, well, I've got these 2 plots and we're not going to use them. So I don't know if that gives you any level of pause. We thought, because it kind of sounds like we thought we'd get buried together, and then we were like, who needs that? It plays a little bit like that, but maybe it's much more lovely, and I'm not giving it the credit it deserves, Matt Bear.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a sad story, but one that's, you change your mind about everything sometimes. You get different plans. Sometimes that's to be buried. How close to the interstate are these plots?
These are not. These are in the Garden of Faith, which is far on the other side, and it's in between. They've got the woods between them and the railroad tracks.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Right?
Nice place for the family to visit. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, understand that the railroad tracks nor the traffic is going to bother anybody because they're no longer alive.
Well, that's a good point. Now that I think
right?
So if I'm resurrected as a zombie, I could just hop the train and kind of get out of there. Okay.
Yes.
I'm putting this together in my head. It's not a bad deal, Tony, as far as burial plots go.
Big if.
Yeah. Big if.
If you're resurrected. And you're resurrected as a zombie.
Well, listen, I've seen the movies, and I know what happens. I don't want my family to see like that, but I'd rather be resurrected as a zombie than not resurrected at all,
So, according to the person selling these plots usually go for $1,999 each, but she is selling them for $1,500 each.
It's a deal upon deals, Tony.
Have you given a thought, Matt Bear, to what happens after you shuffle off this mortal coil?
I don't know. No? I'll turn into an eagle. Maybe a lion or a snake. I don't know. There are lots of options out there. That is why I'm a free agent when it comes to religion. Taking all offers right now.
Buried or cremated?
Cremated.
Okay.
I want to sit on somebody's mantle.
Do you want your urn here at WIBC?
Hell no. What's that thing?
Smart.
All right, can I answer honestly? Hell no.
Very smart.
Yeah, put it in the traffic center. So for the next guy, don't disturb the ashes of Matt Bear, or you're a crappy traffic reporter. Poor guy, woman.
So are you in for $1,500 a piece?
No, I don't even want to think about it. I'm gonna. It sounds like this couple bought the plot and then we're like, no, we're never gonna die. We're just not going to. Be
it sounds like the husband died and the wife said, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened to make them say we're not going to be buried here. I'm almost curious to be like, can you tell us your story, please?
Maybe they tested the soil and was like, no, this.
I don't think that's it.
Test the soil.
I think the soil is just fine.
I mean, I don't know anything about Anderson. I haven't been there in years. I mean, maybe,
well, I think a road trip is clearly necessary.
Absolutely. I think it's a lovely cemetery. Anybody wants to be buried there, bury yourself there. But no, I'm not paying $1,500 for this.
Okay.
Sorry.
They'll go to somebody else. Oh, I get it. You're not getting these because this involves two, and it means they were in a relationship. I get it.
Damn.
I get it now. I got it, Matt. We're good. Find this over there at WIBC.com where we have all of the marketplace segments for you. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
When you wake up,
You understand this is about money. 1,000%. They started this.
when you work,
As long as the category was all Bruce Springsteen all the time.
I told you I think I could win a game of Jeopardy. I could not go on a run.
when you drive home,
Is it time to try something new, you think? Because it hasn't worked, and maybe try something new.
traffic when you need it,
Stopped on 465 again.
and updates all the time.
I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go.
Stay in the know wherever you go with 93 WIBC.
WindowNation.com for an incredible deal right now in September. You're going to save big this month. Buy 2 windows and you'll get 2 for free. No payments for 2 years. You won't have to deal with monthly payments, a down payment, or even any interest until 2027. I have Window Nation windows. They have brought the energy bills down in my house. My wife and I absolutely love our Window Nation windows.
Window Nation offers a lifetime warranty on all of their windows. So you can relax knowing your home is protected far into the future. And this deal, it's a good one. Buy 2 windows, get 2 for free. Make no payments for 2 years. Nothing down, no payments. You don't have to deal with anything until 2027. 866-90-NATION. Call and talk to a rep. Schedule that free in-home estimate. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Traffic on the 5s. Matthew Baer, WIBC Traffic Center. What's happening?
All right, Tony, downtown crash southbound 65, 70 Washington. 2 right lanes are blocked. This is a vicious mother here with 1 vehicle overturned. I've been told minor injuries only. Yeah, that's a good thing because there are multiple vehicles involved in this. Traffic has stopped back to the north split, then onto westbound 70 back to Emerson Avenue. Northbound 65 on the south side, then slows Edgewood into the south split, and again after Keystone Avenue into the south split. That's a construction zone. Eastbound 70 now slow to the south split from west. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic from 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 69 delayed 11 minutes, 116th Street to 465. South of Lafayette, full closure of southbound 65 at State Road 38. That's because of a rolled semi-trailer. Drivers are rerouting on US 52. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior designer. Visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Baer on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
55 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:46.
It seems like all kids do during the summer is drag dirt into the house. Well, they can stink up the house too, but here's the good news. The kids are back in school, and fortunately, there is Zero Res. Zero Res is the healthy way to get your home feeling fresh and clean again. Even if your house doesn't look dirty, you need to call Zero Res to remove the dust, dander, and bacteria in your carpets from a summer of fun. Zero Res will clean up the pizza spills and puppy piddles, and they get the yuck out of your air ducts as well. Lucky for you, you can score big this month with great savings. Hi, this is Denny Smith, and you can get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $129 and take $75 off your air duct cleaning too. The patented ZR water uses no soap, leaves no residue, and there are no harsh chemicals either. They just aren't needed to get things really clean. Now mention WIBC and get 3 rooms cleaned by the Zero Res Pros starting at $129. Plus $75 off duct cleaning too. 317-388-5141. Online at ZeroResIndy.com.
The IHRA Outlaw Nitro Series is coming back to Columbus, September 3rd through the 6th. Kids 12 and under free. Get your tickets now at IHRA.com.
We have received credible reports that we have days, not weeks, before our city sees some type of militarized activity by the federal government. It is unclear at this time what that will look like exactly. We may see militarized immigration enforcement. We may also see National Guard troops. We may even see active duty military and armed vehicles in our streets.
All I know is we've got an announcement today at 2 p.m. from the president and I believe from the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. And I'll have it for you live on Tony Katz today. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with everybody. Glad that you are here. So that is scheduled. And the voice you heard is that of the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, a bigot, based on his own words, and completely opposed to any level of government intervention in the safety and security of Chicago.
Still, we take these threats seriously, and we find ourselves in a position where we must take immediate, drastic action to protect our people from federal overreach. I'm signing an executive order today that will launch the Protecting Chicago Initiative. This is a project that builds on the months of preparation that we have done, that we've done that has led up to this very moment. Protecting Chicago will ensure that every Chicagoan knows their rights, that every single family is prepared, and every part of city government is directed to protect the people of Chicago from federal action.
So the mayor is willing to go above and beyond to protect Chicago from Trump, but not from the violence. The number is 54-7. You heard Ryan Hedrick talk about this in the news. 54 people shot across Chicago over the weekend, 7 killed. Democrats have put themselves on the side of being murdered. That's something. And for the people saying, you know, Trump only goes after Democrat-run cities, it's because the cities are run by Democrats. I was having this conversation with my oldest over the weekend. Why is that? Why is it that these people don't vote for Republicans? Well, if you discuss city dynamics, those living in cities or around the cities are usually people who have less income, more traditionally Democrats, more urban, more traditionally Democrats, have been lied to for a generation and told that if you vote for Republicans, they're racist. But everybody, regardless of the color of their skin, knows that Democrats haven't done anything for people who are black in, well, their entire existence. They talk a good game, but they've never done it. If you live in Indianapolis and you think you have to vote for Democrat because you're black and somehow Democrats are better for people who are black, you're out of your mind. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. If you want to lie to yourself, you know what? That's fine by me. But don't lie to the rest of us because we see you and we know you're full of it. Andre Carson has done nothing for you. Bob Bosley has done nothing for you. Nothing. What are you doing? What possibly are you doing? You're going to vote for someone based on color of skin and not based on whether or not they're going to do something about the violent crime? If you're Chicago, if you're Indianapolis, you're crazed. Well, I have to vote for this party because if I vote for that party, they're fascist. Why would anybody listen to this craziness? But you understand why, of course, the left says it. They have nothing else that they can possibly run on. There is no policy. There's only the other guy bad. How much can they scare you into a vote? Hoosiers in Indianapolis should stop being afraid. Start voting for people who might be able to actually do something. Who in the world wants Ryan Mears as their prosecutor? He won't prosecute. There's a story out of New York where this reporter had gotten attacked. 2 years later, they find the guy who did the attack, Alvin Bragg. The DA sets bail for this guy at $1. Can't make these stories up. The New York Post had the story. It was one of their reporters. Can't make it up. That's Ryan Mears. All these progressive prosecutors, these people are not worth your time. Why do you think you have unsafe streets? Now, we also have a cultural issue at play, and we at least address it here. Everybody else is too scared out of their minds to do it. And if I address it, they'll all call me racist. They all can go to, you know, where in a handbasket. They don't matter to us. We're going to honestly address the situation. 54 shot, 7 killed in Chicago, and the answer from the mayor, the bigoted mayor, Brandon Johnson, is we have to protect ourselves from Donald Trump. No. You have to protect yourselves from a city where they absolutely encourage violence. They look at the dead and they go, well, At least Trump's not here. At least we fought Trump today. We're doing the good work. This is how they value themselves. These people are valueless. It is a ridiculous premise. Now, I do believe that people get what they deserve. They certainly get what they vote for. That's more to the point. Chicago keeps voting for this. What do you think you're going to get? I just feel bad for the people who don't. Indianapolis keeps voting for this absolute failure in Joe Hogsett and in Dan Parker and in a prosecutor named Ryan Mears. They vote for this. They vote for Bob Osley, and they vote for the Democrats to be in charge. I don't know if Indianapolis is on Trump's list. Curious to find out. And also how he's going to get this accomplished. All I know is there's a presser at 2 p.m. to discuss it. We will carry it live. But it's very clear to everyone that the mayor of Chicago is focused on all the wrong things. Because that's what ideologues do. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Southbound 65, 70 crash at Washington. Stop back to rural. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. Matt Barrett, WIBC Traffic.
What is 988? It's a way forward. It's a listening ear. It's whatever help you need when you need it. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offers trained crisis specialists ready to talk to you 24/7. If you or someone you love is experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis in their life, call or text 988. Want more information? Visit 988indiana.org.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
The children of our nation know little to nothing about 9/11, but the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is righting this wrong by helping teachers educate kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their nonfiction first-person accounts are told through videos and the Discovering Heroes book series. The Institute offers full scripted curriculum units with background for teachers, a speakers bureau for classrooms, a mobile exhibit that's an interactive museum with 9/11 artifacts and FDNY guides. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
Grown-ups, don't go back to school. Go forward through school into your future as an IT professional. Whether you're starting out, switching careers, or a veteran ready for change, My Computer Career can help you get into IT in just a few short months with no prior experience. So take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Your rewarding career in IT awaits. That's mycomputercareer.edu. An Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the VA benefits.
Jeff Chapman here. Your home has a lot of systems. We cover them all. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, drains, and now electrical. Remember the man for all seasons, and now more reasons. Chapman, ChapmanHeating.com.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Want in on special WIBC contests?
That is correct.
Join the text club. Text WIBC to 317-239-9393. Exclusive giveaways are just a text away.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. We get a long weekend to recap the biggest stories in Indy. Let's have a day. 93 WIBC.
Scrolling all day. Clickbait everywhere. But the facts, they're harder to find.
WIBC didn't just report the story. They explained why it matters.
I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go.
I check the WIBC website every morning before I even open social media.
Online, on social, on air. Stay in the know while you're on the go.
You've got to stay in the know.
Stay informed. Now more than ever, we have information.
93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Have a great extended Labor Day weekend. We'll see you back here Tuesday.
9 to noon on 93 WIBC.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios on a Tuesday morning, what has Indianapolis police so frustrated? What investigators say is the biggest challenge in solving the case of a dead infant, and what the Indianapolis Colts are saying is the key to breaking a home opener winless streak to start the season. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 8 o'clock.
Israel keeps ramping up the war against Hamas. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, mobilizing tens of thousands of reserve troops for a new offensive in and around Gaza City.
The targets include 2 western Gaza City neighborhoods that Israel has repeatedly invaded during the war against Hamas. Gaza City is the political and military stronghold of Hamas, and Israel says there is still a vast tunnel network there despite multiple strikes. The area is also where hundreds of thousands of civilians are sheltering, facing the threat of combat and famine.
That's Fox's Tony J. Powers. As the war in Ukraine keeps raging, Russian President Vladimir Putin's in China for talks, saying ties between he and leader Xi Jinping are at an unprecedented high level. Still no sign of progress getting Putin to hold direct peace talks with Ukraine's president, like President Trump's been pushing for. Weeks after his summit with Russian leader Vladimir Putin, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent tells Fox Putin
has done the opposite of following through on what he indicated he wanted to do.
Now, we just got another Truth Social post from President Trump on Chicago, calling it the worst and most dangerous city in the world, and he will solve the crime problem just like he did in D.C. He has deployed the National Guard in Washington. Over the weekend, there were 47 shootings in Chicago, 7 deaths.
No troops in Chicago! No troops in Chicago!
That's Mayor Brandon Johnson, who has an executive order to limit how much police in Chicago could work with National Guard troops and federal immigration agents. President Trump's planning to give the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor, to Rudy Giuliani.
Giuliani served as a U.S. attorney and was mayor of New York City during the attack and immediate aftermath of 9/11. Since then, he served controversial stints as an advisor and personal attorney for President Trump, supporting false claims that Trump won the 2020 election instead of former President Joe Biden.
That's Fox's Gerdal Scott. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the level. On the go.
Shots fired and nobody's talking. Nothing on radar. 61 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your high today, 84. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02.
And even though there were numerous people out on several porches, nobody is claiming to have seen anything.
That's IMPD Captain Don Weilhammer speaking to reporters Monday night after a shooting near the intersection of Dr. Martin Luther King and West 30th Street.
It's extremely frustrating for us, and it makes it extremely difficult for a detective to solve a case like this.
As far as we know, the man who was shot is still alive as police continue their investigation. Police are also looking into a newborn who was found dead Monday afternoon at Brookside Park on the Near East Side. The baby, believed to be less than a day old, was discovered by somebody walking in the park. Child Services, the coroner, and forensics all responded. And police want to remind people about Indiana's safe haven law, which lets them surrender kids anonymously and safely. On Monday, Nazi supporters marched at Monument Circle. They were met by a group of counter-protesters.
The Daily Stormer, a white supremacist group that has forums, is based in Indianapolis.
And the protest was organized over the past week. While a few attendees brought guns, most took part without weapons.
The march is not significant in a escalation of their presence, as in there's not more Nazis around. They're just feeling emboldened. They're feeling real cozy in Indianapolis all of a sudden.
And police report several protests took place on Labor Day, but there were no incidents. The Indianapolis Colts haven't won a home season opener since 2013 when Andrew Luck was under center. Head coach Shane Steichen says they are trying to change that Sunday against the Miami Dolphins.
You know, we're not just playing for, ourselves. We're playing for this city. We're playing for Mr. Irsay every time we go out there. And we're excited for the opportunity. We know Miami's a good football team, but to start off week one at home and give everything we got to break that streak will be huge.
And the late former owner, Jim Irsay, will be honored by being enshrined into the Ring of Honor. Sunday's game kicks off at 1 o'clock. And talking about food insecurity, a nonprofit is expanding. Johnette Cruz explains why.
Midwest Food Bank Indiana is just $500,000 away from a major expansion. The organization announced a new Under One Roof campaign to build a 50,000 square foot warehouse. The new building will help them consolidate operations, reduce costs, and serve more than 1 million Hoosiers who face food insecurity. With $7 million already pledged, they hope to raise the final funds to serve their 44 partners who are on a waiting list to expand their reach into rural areas. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Fever wrap up their road trip tonight in Phoenix against the Mercury. The Fever are in the 8th position in the standings with just 4 more games left. They may not make the playoffs. Tonight's game is pretty much a must-win. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking downtown. Indianapolis, southbound 65, 70 Washington Street. Crash, multiple vehicles. Cleanup in progress. One vehicle was rolled, but it has been towed away. Right now, 2 right lanes blocked. Jammed up into the north split onto westbound 70 past Rural. Northbound 65, south side slow after South Keystone Avenue into the south split. That's a 6-minute delay. Eastbound 70 dragging from Belmont into the south split. Inbound 69, 12-minute delay, 116th Street to 465 south of Lafayette. Crash, closure. This is southbound 65 at State Road 38. All lanes shut down because of a rolled semi-trailer. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine and temperatures that are going to reach the 80s today. That's going to be with us for the next couple of days, because Thursday we've got rain. And that rain is going to bring in the chill. That is going to be the final crack of summer. Into fall we come, and temperatures stay in the 70s for the rest of the week, starting with a Thursday. But for now, you have sunshine, and you have a high of 82 today. 56 degrees at the moment in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:07.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Kirby Heating and Air, your American Standard air dealer, serving Hendricks and surrounding counties.
So you've got Greta Thunberg, who is a mentally ill girl. Well, what do you expect from the level she was abused by adults regarding climate change? She is now on her second flotilla in support of Hamas. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. Good to be with you. So we're clear. She supports Hamas. Everyone who wears a keffiyeh supports Hamas. That's who these people are. They're all useful idiots who, if Hamas got its way, they'd be dead. Greta Thunberg, Susan Sarandon, Liam Cunningham, all participating, all fools, no intellect. Happy to discuss it. Happy to debate it. So they're going to do this again. And while this is happening, I don't know if you saw what happened with Coldplay. So Coldplay calls up Chris Martin, the band, calls up, it was the Coldplay concert where you got the guy and the woman, and they're having an affair, and then the camera goes to them, and then they go hiding and hiding their face. That was a Coldplay concert. Well, here's what happens here: that he calls up two girls to sit with him, and they're from Israel. Went like this. Come on. You can play. Oh, good Lord. So they're from Israel. And he calls them up there. And they mention they're from Israel, and they start getting booed. And he's like, well, I'm going to treat you like human beings because you're human beings, as if somehow we didn't know this. And while you're here, how about a big hello to everybody from Palestine?
Where did you come from today? From Israel. Okay, well. Okay, well, listen. I'm going to say this. I'm very grateful that you're here as humans, and I'm treating you as equal humans on earth, regardless of where you come from or don't come from. Thank you for being here. We're grateful, and thank you for being loving and kind. And although it's controversial, maybe, I also want to welcome people in the audience from Palestine, because we have a belief that we're all equally human.
Funny, the Palestinians don't believe that we're all equally human. Hamas doesn't believe we're all equally human. The Iranian regime doesn't believe we're all equally human. That's not true at all. Chris Martin, coward. Turns out Gwyneth Paltrow was right. Who knew she was the sane one in the relationship? You coward. You can't admit that Hamas is a terrorist organization? Also, we welcome the people from Palestine? Where the hell is Palestine? You never looked at a map? I'm also taking a look at what you're wearing, Chris Martin. You never took a look at your wardrobe either. Hey, you're from Israel, so I'll treat you like human beings. That is some ugly stuff. Man, the bigotry runs super deep. Super, super, super deep. Who knows what's going to happen? So all of a sudden there's going to be a protest or a boycott of Coldplay stuff. I have no idea. All I know is if you were trying to not look like a total scumbag, Chris Martin, you failed epically. I mean, that's really bad. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
The Voice of Health Minute with Dr. Robert Prather of Holistic Integration.
The theory of energy flow is pain is a blockage of energy. There are 5 pathways of energy: the nervous system, the cerebral spinal fluid, the circulatory system, the lymphatic system, and the electromagnetic system. As I'm examining someone, I can tell the difference between the pains that are going on between each one of them and can identify them. How you treat them are completely different. That is where we start, because that is the quickest way to make a difference on people. Very definitely the quickest way to change the pain patterns. If we can get the energy flowing in the different 5 pathways, then you can get the pain under control. But you have to identify which pathways are involved, how they're actually blocked, and as you get those open, then you can reduce that pain level quite dramatically.
The Voice of Health with Dr. Robert Prather, Sundays at 8 p.m. or anytime at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
The shooting killed 2 children, only 8 and 10 years old.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
There were a lot of hugs. There were a lot of tears.
Governor Braun ordered the flags to fly at half-staff.
Another update is just minutes away.
600 drone ballistic missiles were fired on targets in Ukraine.
It's your responsibility to be accountable for your child, and if you determine not to do that, this is what can happen.
Stepped out of the car and pointed a handgun at police. 3 cops ended up shooting him.
Stay in the know while you're on the go.
Ballard says he will not trade Anthony Richardson.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
The Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. For hunting, sporting, and personal protection gear, visit the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show.
Kendall and Casey.
The ultimate job of why we send people to Congress is not to be a teammate or an opposition to the president. It's to be a check and balance. If there's areas you agree, great, you vote together. If there's areas you don't agree, you push back. And all we see now in terms of our Congress is just, hey, if it's Democrat, it's blanket opposition. And if you're Republican, it's blatant errand boy behavior.
Kendall and Casey. Weekdays 9 till noon on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. We get a long weekend to recap the biggest stories in Indy. Let's have a day. 93 WIBC.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what's happening?
All right, still stop downtown, southbound 6570, beginning of Washington. That's because of a crash. Multiple vehicles involved. Looks like we have the last one remaining. Last vehicle to be towed off, and the wrecker is there, so hopefully we'll pop this right lane open before too long. Actually, 2 right lanes are blocked right now, southbound 65 of Washington, and that jams us up back to rural on westbound 70. Southbound 6570 south of Lafayette. That's southbound 65 south of Lafayette. That has reopened to State Road 38 because of an earlier rolled semi-trailer. That has cleared all lanes open coming southbound from Lafayette at State Road 38. Traffic sponsored by Great Lakes Honda of Fisher's. New name, new owner, same location off State Road 37 at even greater deals. Great Lakes Honda of Fisher's is open Labor Day 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Visit their showroom off State Road 37 today. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 55 degrees. Is it still 55 degrees? Let's just say that it is. 55 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:16. This judge says to the Trump administration, you can't return kids to their parents. Yeah, it sounded weird to me too. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Find everything over at TonyKatz.com. You should. The show sheet is over there. So everything that I was planning to talk about one way or another, everything is over there. And you can get it for yourself. We put it up every day. And then all the good stuff as well. And I appreciate you and the support and everything else. Working on a new event for January. The original plan was November. And there's a small possibility of doing something smaller, a little more intimate. But the big thing is going to be moved. And that's going to be January. And you are going to want to clear your calendars for the whole month. Trust me on this one. If all works out, it's going to be amazing. This judge sees that the Trump administration is returning Guatemalan children back to their parents in Guatemala. The children came here, possibly with their parents who came here illegally. The parents have been deported. They self-deported, whatever the case may be. And now it's about getting their children back to them, repatriating the children to their parents in Guatemala. And a Biden-appointed judge named Sparkle Suknanen. Suknanen? Her name is Sparkle. Froze the program. Charter buses had already gotten to the planes. In some cases, the kids were on the planes. And then they were told, nope, back to the holding wherever it is you go. That's insane. If you want to argue that the president can't engage in deportations, that's one thing. Although, of course, that argument is bunk. You don't want children reunited with their parents? Okay. You don't actually care about kids. You care about power. You care about destruction. You actually believe we shouldn't have borders at all. This is the argument that you're making. The Justice Department saying these are not removals under the statute. These are repatriations. All of these children have parents or guardians in Guatemala who have requested their return. And yet there are groups in the U.S. saying, no, you can't return them. Understand that these groups are proactively stating they believe in open borders. They believe the United States should have no borders. They believe that the United States should be wrecked from the inside out. We don't have any more time to lie to one another. This is what they believe. And until the Democratic Party says otherwise, this is what the Democratic Party believes, including right here in Indiana. This is who they are. You favor violence in the streets. You favor not fighting the violence. You favor not prosecuting the violence. You favor not having any border security. And then you favor keeping children away from their parents if it means you can help keep an open border. Election day is November 3rd, 2026. What can I say? And then there's this, because I was out Friday, so I didn't get to this story. But I don't know who was surprised by the story. It came out Thursday that over at the Washington Post that Jim Irsay, the late owner of the Indianapolis Colts, spent the final years of his life fighting addiction relapses that, quote, were hidden from the public by the people closest to him. Allow me. There was nothing that we didn't see. You know it, and I know it, and we know it. When he was in the hospital and we didn't know what was happening, we knew what that was, even if we didn't say so. When we saw him attend, maybe it was the final time he attended a game last season, and he's utilizing that. It's not a wheelchair. It was a kind of a walker thing. We didn't know that there wasn't a problem. Of course we knew there was a problem. The fighting of demons is not easy. Whatever he had done to himself in his younger life, with the drug use, with the abuse, causing him pain, that never, ever went away. And he sought to do away with the pain, and this is how he did it. You want to argue when things happened at his home and what the years that they happened, the Washington Post can do so. My argument back to this is that the Colts organization and to the daughters, you must understand that I never met your father. I have no commentary about the drug use. I do have a commentary about how this team was run and what it is that Ballard did in regards to not being honest with the fan base and how problematic that is, and who was running this team, and was it absentee ownership, and I do think that the fans it should be respected enough that you tell them what was what. I don't think you have to get into intricacies regarding your father. It's your dad. I don't want it. I'm not asking for it. But it's very obvious that the team was rudderless from the ownership for those last few years. Now, if you want to say, no, we had control of it the whole time, well, then don't be surprised when people say, if that's the case, we would like to discuss how you had control of it. Because it appeared absolutely rudderless and lost and unwilling to be honest with the fan base about what's going on and the failures there. And I should add that Chris Ballard, in that presser a couple of weeks ago, maybe it was only a week ago now, my gosh, you get asked a question about Anthony Richardson and you lose all your bearings? Of course you're going to get asked about Anthony Richardson. It's 3 years, he still can't start. Was this a mistake? Now, I argue that Anthony Richardson is an outrageous talent, but he only had 9 games in college. He just wasn't ready for the pros. You took a gamble, and the gamble didn't work. Now, he might work down the road. He's an unbelievable athlete. Can't stay healthy, but maybe he can learn. And when you go with Daniel Jones, you're telling us something. The question is, was the decision on Anthony Richardson made with a fully cogent ownership? I think the fans have a right to ask that question. I don't think that the fan base should be prying into every part of Jim Irsay's private life. Rest in peace. And I don't want that for the daughters. But there are the Post article means that we should be taking a look at what it is Ballard knew and when did he know it. What did he know and when did he know it? And one could argue that they relied on his instincts to keep this team together. Some instincts. I said this the other day, and I mean it. Carly Ursay Gordon, we don't know each other. I'm Tony Katz. Hey, how are you? A pleasure to meet you. I don't think you wait till the end of the season. I think you get rid of Ballard right now. Right now. You can do this. You can run this team. You can have an interim GM. Dear Lord, put Jeff Saturday in there to be the interim GM. You'd get more help, or at least somebody who cares more. Or at least let the fans know that what happened isn't okay. What's happening isn't okay. Because there was a lack of honesty with the fans. And funny, that was our argument 2 years ago and last year. The honesty with the fan doesn't exist, and that's the problem. I think it's a correctable one. Those are questions I think we're allowed to ask. Saying, oh my gosh, look what your dad this, your dad that. No, not from us at least. That ain't coming from us. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matty Boo?
Downtown southbound 6570 Washington crash blocking the right lane. We're stopped through the north split and back to Sherman Drive. Looking at the south side, northbound 65, 5-minute delay after Keystone into the south split. It's construction. Inbound 69, delayed 8 minutes, 116th Street, 282nd. Northwest side, northbound 465 slows from 86th Street up to 865. And on the west side, crash 10th at Vinewood. That's to the east of the 465 interchange, reported with injury and entrapment. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Have a great extended Labor Day weekend. We'll see you back here Tuesday.
9 to noon on 93 WIBC.
At Community Health Network MD Anderson Cancer Center, we're here to support you every way we can. From answering your questions to helping coordinate appointments.
The whole team has been phenomenal there. They've made me feel like I'm a family member. I get hugs every time I go in. It's been such a blessing that the great care I've received has been so close to home.
Learn more about Community MD Anderson at ecommunity.com/cancer.
People think slavery ended long ago. But what if I told you it's worse than ever? Human trafficking is an epidemic, stealing lives in plain sight. Into the darkness, God raised up Project Rescue, bringing light, healing, and hope. Every year, Life Church partners with the Lucas family to host the Hope Starts Here breakfast for business partners with the gift of giving who want to make a difference. Join us Thursday, September 18th at Lucas Estates and see what happens when Hoosiers stand united against evil. Learn more at lifechurchin.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
The children of our nation know little to nothing about 9/11, but the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 Institute is righting this wrong by helping teachers educate kids in kindergarten through 12th grade. Their nonfiction first-person accounts are told through videos and the Discovering Heroes book series. The Institute offers full scripted curriculum units with background for teachers, a speakers bureau for classrooms, a mobile exhibit that's an interactive museum with 9/11 artifacts and FDNY guides. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at t2t.org.
It's hot out there. The weather's hot.
And when we say hot,
But the headlines, they're even hotter.
I mean extremely hot.
The news of the day is heating up.
IMPD officers shot at least 3 times. One suspect was also shot.
Diego Morales, Secretary of State, his bizarro international travel.
Playing out right in front of us every single day.
Stay cool.
Finally, a cool down is coming.
Stay informed.
All the information right here.
Stay with 93 WIBC.
Whether you're a construction pro during the week or just want to work like one on weekends, Quality Supply and Tool is the place for you. Right now at all 4 locations, Indianapolis, Jeffersonville, Bloomington, and Lafayette, Quality Supply and Tool will save you $250 on Milwaukee's M18 Fuel 5-tool combo kit. And buy a select M18 Fuel impact wrench and get an M18 Red Lithium XC5 battery free. That's over $200 in savings. Price is good through November 2nd while supplies last. Quality Supply and Tool thinks outside the box store.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. We get a long weekend to recap the biggest stories in Indy. Let's have a day. 93 WIBC.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Have a great extended Labor Day weekend. We'll see you back here Tuesday.
9 to noon on 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
They were marching for solidarity and defiance. Nothing on radar. 61 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 84 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31. Some people in Chicago said their protest Monday afternoon was about those two things, and also making a point to Donald Trump, who they said they don't want the National Guard sent into their city after 54 people were shot over Labor Day weekend.
No federal troops in the city of Chicago. No militarized force in the city of Chicago.
That's the city's mayor, Brandon Johnson, at the rally, along with the state's governor. Both say that they are not considering taking Donald Trump's help, and Trump is scheduled to make an announcement from the Oval Office today, but the White House isn't saying exactly what the announcement is about. It's scheduled for 2 o'clock. In Indianapolis, the cops were called to Brookside Park on the Near East Side on Monday afternoon. Johnette Cruz explains why.
Indianapolis police are seeking the public's help in the investigation of an infant found dead on Monday. East District officers were called to the 3500 block of Brookside Parkway South Drive after someone discovered the infant in a wooded area. IMPD child abuse detectives, the Department of Child Services, and the Marion County Coroner's Office are now investigating. Preliminary findings suggest the infant was less than a day old. Authorities are reminding the public of Indiana's safe haven law, which allows a person to anonymously surrender an unwanted infant without fear of prosecution. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
6 Notre Dame students were hit by a car Monday night while crossing the street near Holy Cross College. It happened just after 5 o'clock, and police say the driver is cooperating. September is National Child Obesity Awareness Month.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, obesity affects approximately 1 in 5 children and adolescents in the U.S., roughly 14.7 million between the ages of 2 and 19 years old. For children, obesity is defined as having a body mass index, or BMI, at or above the 95th percentile for age and sex. Health officials say, compared to children with healthy weight, children with obesity are at a higher risk for asthma, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease, noting while there is no one solution, parents and caregivers can help set up lifelong healthy habits, including replacing sugary drinks such as soda with water, 100% juice, or plain, low-fat milk, encouraging more physical activity as a family, and setting up consistent sleep routines.
That's Fox's Kristen Goodwin reporting. There was no winner in the Powerball Monday. That means the jackpot is $1.3 billion. And the cash option is $600 million. The next drawing is Wednesday. And sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The Indianapolis Colts will try to do something on Sunday that they haven't done in more than a decade, and that's win a home season opener. Head coach Shane Steichen said the team hopes to gain an edge by coming into the season in top shape.
We had more than 400 more reps at team periods during training camp to be in great physical shape, along with the conditioning that our strength and conditioning staff has done with those guys. All those things through camp, creating that edge. Obviously, starting fast is a big part of this thing, and that's what we're looking to do come Sunday.
And the late Colts owner, Jim Irsay, will be enshrined into the Colts Ring of Honor Sunday. Kickoff at 1 o'clock. In Bloomington Monday.
Won the time of possession, 41.5 to 18.5. First downs, 30 to 10. At 310 yards rushing. Won the turnover battle, 3-1.
IU Hoosiers head football coach Kurt Cignetti talking about his 20th ranked team beating Old Dominion Saturday, 27-14. They play Kennesaw State Saturday. Indiana Fever play the Phoenix Mercury tonight to end their road trip, and both the Cincinnati Reds and the Chicago Cubs won in walk-off fashion Monday. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick. On the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
Southbound 6570 downtown crash at Washington Street. It blocks the right shoulder. Stop and go traffic back to Rural Street on westbound 70. South side northbound 65 stop and go after Keystone Avenue into the south split. That's a 3-minute delay. Inbound 65 slow at west. North side crash westbound 465 between Ditch and Michigan Road. It blocks the right lane. Slows traffic down to Meridian 31. Inbound 69 slowing from 116 to 82nd. That is a 6-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
We have got 58 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36.
How bad is it? Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight. Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. What is going on, everybody? Dow futures down 341. NASDAQ down 292. This is all tariff related. So right now you've got oil prices that are up. $65.71 on the West Texas crude. That's the barrel price. On the Brent crude coming out of the oceans, $69.18. The story here is the 10-year Treasury, which is 4.30. Now, over there at CNBC, the 30-year yield is over 4.98. Someone's got to give me an understanding of that I don't have. But that, I think that's moving because the U.S. is thinking about, instead of spending the tariff money to pay down debt, they're thinking of sending the money back to the people, like some kind of rebate check. I'm absolutely opposed to this idea on every level. But the tariffs and tariff uncertainty is leading to the markets being all wonky. So you have the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Federal Circuit, 7-4 ruling, saying that only Congress has the authority to apply these tariffs. The executive is saying you're out of your head. Because the court is not just saying that only Congress can do it. The court is saying that the law that the president is utilizing to make sense of this, so that he's utilizing to make this happen, the IEEPA. Well, this is about emergencies, and the president can't declare the emergency. If the president can't declare the emergency, who does? Congress is going to declare an economic emergency? Is that how the law is written? Now, the appeals court said these tariffs are unconstitutional, but they stay in place. Why in the world would they stay in place? They stay in place until the 14th of September, I believe it is, to give the Trump administration the time to appeal to the Supreme Court, which I assume is going... I'm only making an assumption here, based on other things they've done, that would put them in the case of siding with the president, that the president is allowed to make that decision. That the president can indeed engage a level of tariffs. And it would almost be shocking if he wasn't. Now, if you say to me, yeah, only Congress can levy these things, well, first of all, let's hear it for power returning to the legislative branch. I mean, executive overreach has been a thing for years. Really, it's been congressional or legislative abdication of power to the executive. Why should we worry about it? You take care of it. That way we can blame the executive. Oh, look at us. We've done nothing wrong. It's garbage. It's why I love the ruling on Chevron deference. Chevron was, hey, if the agency class says something, you should defer to that because they're the experts. And what we got in the ruling last year was the agencies are working well outside their scope, any scope that was delivered by Congress to begin with, and this is Congress abdicating their responsibility. These decisions are not to be made by the agencies, they're to be made by Congress, forcing Congress to actually work. Maybe we'll have less regulation, less garbage when Congress is forced to do the job. I love ending what's known as Chevron deference. I love it when Congress is forced to actually work. So this, with the tariffs, is now leading to everyone saying, okay, what's going to happen in the markets? Thus, you've got this quote-unquote uncertainty, and you've got the Dow down now 352, NASDAQ down 298. This is where we're at. We will follow the markets and see where we go. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
It's the start of our favorite season here in Indy, football season. That's right. With all the hype and action this season brings, we know things can get loud and messy real quick. Before you invite your friends and family over to watch the games, you better call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res to clean up all those fumble moments in your home. And lucky for you, you can score big this month with great savings. Hi, this is Denny Smith, and you can get 3 rooms Zero Resified starting at just $129 and take $75 off your air duct cleaning too. The Zero Res service is easy to line up, and you can go online at ZeroResIndy.com to do the scheduling at your convenience. And don't forget the ZR water difference. No soap, no residue, no harsh chemicals, leaving things really clean. Now mention WIBC and you'll get 3 rooms cleaned by the Zero Res Pro starting at just $129. $129 plus $75 off duct cleaning too. 317-388-5141. Online at ZeroResIndy.com.
School's back in session, and if your kids still need something for back to school, then you should get to Macy's now. Come in and find everything on your list, like Active from Nike and Jordan, denim from Levi's and Good American, plus complete looks from Abercrombie Kids too. Even furniture and mattresses at our lowest prices of the season, just for your college student who still needs something for their room. It's all in one place, all at great prices, and it's all here now at Macy's.
Well, summer's still hot, and so are the deals at Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get 0% for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Aviator and Nautilus, or 0.9% for 72 months on 2025 Grand Touring Corsair. Or how about a $50,000 Lincoln Corsair from just $499 per month? So come get one of those hot summer deals at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fisher.
MSRP $52.20, 36-month term, $2,500 due at signing, $499 a month, 10,500 miles per year. Good through 9/2/25.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money, because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Want to be part of the conversation without waiting on hold?
We're sorry. All of our representatives are still assisting other customers.
Join the Text Club. Direct access to your favorite WIBC show. Text WIBC to 317-239-9393.
The Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. For hunting, sporting, and personal protection gear, visit the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show.
This is Emily with Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning. We're always on call to take care of you. We won't leave you out in the cold.
Schedule now at KirbyHeating.com, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Scrolling all day. Clickbait everywhere. But the facts, they're harder to find.
WIBC didn't just report the story. They explained why it matters.
I'm Ryan Hedrick on The Level on the go.
I check the WIBC website every morning before I even open social media.
Online, on social, on air. Stay in the know while you're on the go.
You've got to stay in the know.
Stay informed.
Now more than ever, we have information.
93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
Have a great extended Labor Day weekend. We'll see you back here Tuesday.
9 to noon on 93 WIBC.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear, what do we know?
Downtown, second crash of the morning on southbound 6570. This one shy of Michigan Street, blocking two right lanes, jamming us up into the north split. Then we are slow back to rural. After that crash, clear southbound 6570 at Washington. Inbound 65 slows, 21st to west. South side, northbound 65 stop and go after Keystone into the south split, a 6-minute delay. Inbound 69 slow from 106th Street to 465. North side crash, westbound 465 before Michigan Road. Traffic slow back to Meridian. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com. Visit DrexelIN.com for your free interior design or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go. I'm Matt Bear on the fives at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 58 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:46. No one knows. You don't know what this is. This is one of those where it could be like 9 million different songs. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that television theme song? Sponsorships now available. Producer Carl, he picks a different television theme song every day. A television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what that theme song is. I have no idea. No clue. I'm going to phone a friend. And Matt Bear, let's play a couple of bars of this. What is this television theme song?
That's absolutely Baywatch Nights, Tony.
Like it. I like it right there. Some people are like, is this Entertainment Tonight? I'm like, I don't.
No, it's not.
I don't think that it is. This is not the theme to the McNeil-Lehrer Report. Sorry.
No, we've done that.
That is, Mike, that is not it, but I'll go with it. Is this the theme to Meet the Press? What is this the theme to?
Donahue.
Oh, bravissimo. Nice.
Today
I would not have gotten that
Donahue.
at all. I would not. No chance. Yeah, that was an impossible one. Wow, you had to play it too. You suck. Good God. On Tony Katz today at noon, President Trump is scheduled to have a presser at 2 p.m. And that seems to be the presser that's going to announce we're going to engage a takeover of Chicago. To which the mayor of Chicago is saying, why would you do that? Everything in Chicago is going fine. We have to now rally the people against you, President Trump.
Still, we take these threats seriously, and we find ourselves in a position where we must take immediate, drastic action to protect our people from federal overreach. I'm signing an executive order today that will launch the Protecting Chicago Initiative. This is a project that builds on the months of preparation that we have done that has led up to this very moment. Protecting Chicago will ensure that every Chicagoan knows their rights, that every single family is prepared, and every part of city government is directed to protect the people of Chicago from federal action.
That's the bigoted mayor, Brandon Johnson, saying we will protect you from Trump. We just won't protect you from the 54 shootings that took place over the weekend and the 7 deaths. Honestly, you could not make this go worse for the left. Now, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of liberal white women who won't care. They won't care how bad the cities are. They won't care about the violence. They'll still say, but Trump's a fascist or some lunacy like that. As we take a look at those people on the left who are okay with violence and support the violence and support fighting those people who want to stop it, as we take a look at the left who refuses to speak out regarding Islamists here in the U.S. and around the globe, you are not wrong in your assessment that the political left is more dangerous than maybe any other group out there. Because they invite the violence, they allow the problems, they allow the destruction. They refuse to fight against it. You are starting to see, though, in nations, Germany and in the UK, you're seeing the people fight against these Islamists. They allowed for, the unfettered immigration has created a problem that is now taken root, and we've discussed it before. The Islamist is not compatible with Western civilization. Their view is that they are in control and you will submit. That is their calling. That is what they are taught. That is what they preach. And you're seeing some of that in the United States, of course, and it's not new. You're seeing this in rallies and events and what they're doing in New York. They believe that that America, the Western civilization, should fall, and that we should all submit to what is their point of view. And we should be clear that they are saying it in conferences.
We have to destroy the idea of America in our heads, in our neighbors' heads, in our comrades' heads, in everybody's heads in this country. We have to work towards problematizing and getting away from the normalization of the violence of the military-industrial complex that is just baked into these supply chains. And we have to actually present an alternative that is appealing and meaningful to people.
That is from the People's Conference on Palestine. I don't know how much more you need to hear. But if you don't understand that you're in the fight, and if you're on the left, you're in this fight too, because they're coming for you as well. There are people who don't believe in a Western way of life. You understand, liberals, that without Western civilization, you're dead. And your kindness and your decency and your caring, it will not save you. Your children are doomed. Don't you know this? This is what you're up against. And guys like him speaking at this conference are supported by people like Representative Rashida Tlaib speaking at the same conference.
I'll never truly comprehend, Ya Jama'ah, even after 7 decades, that we aren't going anywhere. We are just getting started. I want to say to all of them, every genocide enabler, look at this rules, motherfuckers. We ain't going anywhere.
Listen to all the cheers. It's classic deflection. They call you the genocide enabler when they are the ones involved in wanting to destroy an entire nation, an entire people, and then go from there. She covers up Israel on the map, and she thinks other people are engaged in genocide. Honey, we see you. We know who the enemy is, and the enemy is you, Rashida Tlaib, and Ilhan Omar, who, by the way, is now worth $30 million. Ilhan Omar. Man, I got to get into Congress. That's where all the money is. Oh, these people aren't even shy. And why should they be? Amass as much cash and power as you can. Bigots like Omar, bigots like Tlaib, bigots like those who support Omar and Tlaib, like Andre Carson. How many more ways do you have to know that these people are the enemies? And if you're on the left, you aren't safe. This conversation will come up at noon on Tony Katz Today. I'll catch you then. Right now, Matt Baer has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Southbound 6570 before Michigan.